Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, because in the last couple of videos, I've been talking about how important it is for Bitcoin to get above and stay above the level of resistance of $6,600 right around here. And for the last couple of days, Bitcoin has been above $6,600, but we were hoping for a larger breakout, which did, of course, not happen. As you can see, Bitcoin only got above it, but not really with a lot of exuberance like we were hoping for. And unfortunately, as of about 12 hours ago, Bitcoin is back below $6,600 and has also not only broken below $6,600, we have now also broken an uptrend right here, which Bitcoin was respecting over the last couple of days, and that's not exactly a great thing for Bitcoin whatsoever. I talked about a couple videos ago how this is definitely a possibility. This was definitely in the cards. This is definitely something that Bitcoin could have done, and it definitely did happen. So in today's video, I want to try and get to the bottom of where Bitcoin is going to be moving here over the next couple of days into the next week or so, since Bitcoin has decided to not break bullish and instead break bearish. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, Bitcoin is currently trading below $6,600 at around $6,550 and is currently heading a bit further south as I'm recording this video. Nothing really all that major though. Bitcoin hasn't had a lot of volatility today. Bitcoin and the total cryptocurrency market, one of the main themes of this video and tomorrow's video, unless I reschedule what tomorrow's video is that a lot of the volatility, a lot of the interest, a lot of the actual just movement in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has generally just kind of vanished. We've seen a lot of sideways trading price action and not a whole lot of volatility. We haven't seen the major runs that we were seeing earlier on in the year and of course in 2017, and that is going to have major implications for the price action of Bitcoin, and this is something that had major implications for the breakout above $6,600. We were hoping that when Bitcoin got above $6,600, since it was an important level of resistance, we were going to see a bigger breakout due to that. But one of the reasons that didn't happen, in my opinion, is because since so much interest has left the cryptocurrency space, we're seeing a lot less volatility. It simply didn't get the reaction that it may have 6 months ago. And that's one of the reasons I think Bitcoin didn't stay above $6,600. Also, that and stronger bears than perhaps many of us had anticipated have brought us back below $6,600. With that said, let's go ahead and do the crypto market recap, and then we'll get right back into the Bitcoin technical analysis. If we give CoinMarketCap a little refresh here, we're going to see the composite price action for Bitcoin across all exchanges is hovering around 655,555, and with a daily volume of around $3.85 billion. Definitely a low day, but nothing really to write home about. That's not really that far away from the median, which is probably somewhere around $4.2 billion. That's about an average day for Bitcoin's daily volume. Bitcoin is down by about 1/5% over the last 24 hours. Like I said, nothing really major. The thing that we were talking about in today's video is not a major price swing, but actually what the small price swing that we've seen has actually accomplished, which was a break of a couple of important levels of support. Ethereum isn't doing that great either. It's down by about 1/4% today. Nothing really to write home about. If my scheduling works out the way it is working out in my head, then we're going to have a technical analysis video on the altcoins coming out on Thursday. So if you guys are interested in my take on Ethereum and XRP, that's what the subscribe button is for. Shameless self-promotion. Anyway, XRP, what is it? This needs to be a running joke on the channel. I keep calling XRP Ethereum. XRP wants to be Ethereum. It keeps coming up here and trying to usurp Ethereum. Unfortunately for XRP, it hasn't managed to hold on to that position and is currently still sitting in the number 3 spot, currently trading for around 55 cents and has basically traded perfectly sideways over the last 24 hours. Interestingly enough, though, if we look at the altcoin market, that's not exactly what we see in the altcoins. Actually, we see Cortex is up around 25%, Kin is up around 14.5%, and NEM up here, in a failed recording that I just finished about 15 minutes ago, NEM was actually up around 12%, and it's already started to retrace a little bit. You can see here on the 7-day price graphs, it looks like it may have hit a little bit of a local high. Who knows if NEM will continue running? Like I said, we're not getting into altcoin TA in this video anyway, but overall, the altcoin markets are doing rather well. We see a lot of green here. We definitely see a sea of green, but we do see our fair share of red. We probably see about 70 green and about 30 red, and we do see a couple of big losers down here, down over 5%, Verge, Archain, and Redcoin, but like I said, nothing really to write home about, guys. This is a pretty sideways day, and not a whole lot of price action has come into the market, and really the main thing that we want to talk about is Bitcoin, and with everything else out of the way, I think we're ready to get back into the technical analysis on Bitcoin itself. Like I said, not a whole lot to talk about today, but there are some important things we want to discuss on the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin breaking these two levels of support definitely does have serious ramifications for the next week or so. It's really not a major price action swing, so this is definitely short-term TA, but this is rather important for the short term, and that's why we're doing this video. $6,600, excuse me, $6,600 has been an important level of support and resistance here over the last little while. We've seen Bitcoin come up here and get resistance at it once. We saw Bitcoin get resistance here. That's where it rejected. Then we saw some support here. When we got above it, we saw a breakout. Same thing here. We saw some trading around it here. And Bitcoin for the last 3 or 4 days has been trading up and around this level. And one thing that you see sometimes in markets is that when a market comes up and it trades around a level of support or resistance, so say we have a level of resistance right here, and the market is just doing that number, it's almost as if you take a line and you scribble out something you wrote. That's basically what the market is doing to that level of support or resistance, and it kind of nullifies the level of support or resistance. It's kind of just the market saying, you know what, I really don't like that level of support or resistance. I'm going to nullify it by trading around it and proving that I don't really care what it says. And that's kind of what we've seen here, over the last couple of days. And that does concern me about $6,600 because I don't think it's going to be as powerful now as it was a week ago, because the market has simply been disrespecting it here over the last week or so. So it's not as major a level of support or resistance now, but this uptrend definitely was. One thing that I was concerned about with this uptrend in the last couple of videos, I don't remember if I expressed this in a video or not. I think I did, actually. In the video you can watch in the top right, I was talking about how Bitcoin was above $6,600 and how that was a very bullish thing. But I was worried that this uptrend was a little too steep because we hadn't gotten a lot of bullish momentum and a lot of bullish strength back into the market, and it was going to be hard for Bitcoin to maintain this uptrend because of how steep it is and because it's just demanding a lot out of the market. That's why sometimes, let me show you an example of that on the daily chart. That's why sometimes when you have a steep uptrend, it's hard for the market to actually sustain that, simply because the market isn't worth whatever you're looking at. We saw an uptrend right here for a little while where Bitcoin was trying to stay above this. We were in a consolidation pattern here, and unfortunately Bitcoin was simply too bearish to actually hold on to this level of support. And this is actually a concept we talk about, I believe, in the bull and the bear market video in the Technical Analysis Academy. There's a link to go check that out in the description if you guys are interested. Shameless self-promotion. But the important thing here is that when you see a trend line which is very steep, a lot of times the market will straight up disrespect it because it's simply too steep and simply because it's demanding too much of the market, like the one I just showed you on the daily chart, and this is another prime example. So with all of this out of the way, where do I think Bitcoin is going? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of levels that I think Bitcoin is going to go to. The first place that Bitcoin could be getting support is right around where it is right now. Is it going to? I don't think so, but I'll go ahead and show you guys this, because even by the time this video goes live, we very well may have broken below this, but currently Bitcoin is testing a level of support here on the 20 simple exponential moving average. That is a contradiction if I've ever heard one myself. The 20 simple moving average on the daily chart, Bitcoin is currently testing it right down here. There's definitely a possibility that we get a level of support here, guys. The market is has extremely low volatility right now. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if Bitcoin got support down here and ran up. We're seeing a lot of kind of strange sideways price action here over the last couple of days that typically you won't see a lot in markets. We're mainly seeing that, in my opinion, because of what we're going to talk about in tomorrow's video, which is that the low volume is actually kind of leading into a potential breakout here in the low volatility is potentially leading into some kind of major breakout in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But for the time being anyway, Bitcoin isn't seeing a lot of volatility, and it's not moving a whole lot, and it's getting kind of support and resistance at kind of strange levels. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if Bitcoin got support here. With that in mind, I don't think that's most likely. Now that we've gotten below this level of support, what I think is most likely, and this is just a slight most likely, because there's definitely a possibility, guys, that Bitcoin comes back up here and gets above this uptrend, and actually this is just kind of a weak level of test on it, and we get above it and continue going up from there. I don't think that's most likely at this point, because we've kind of invalidated both of these levels of support. What I think is most likely now is that Bitcoin is going to be pulling back to one of two levels. There's a very good possibility that Bitcoin pulls back and bounces at $6,500 flat. And one of the reasons for that is because $6,500 is, well, a big even. We've talked about big evens on the free videos here on YouTube and also in the course. A big even is typically when you say, okay, well, where is someone most likely to put a trade? Is someone going to put a trade at $6,539.42, or are they going to put it at $6,500? They're more than likely going to put it at $6,500. We talk about that in the math psychology video in the course, and that's really important, understanding the math psychology of markets, and that's one piece of the puzzle, is understanding where people put their trades. And people like to put trades at big evens. Is someone going to put a trade at $6,700 or $6,500? They're probably more likely to put it at $6,500. Why? Because $6,500 is halfway between $6,000 and $7,000. That's one of the reasons that $6,500 is kind of a semi-big even in between two actual big evens, in between $6,000 and $7,000. So that's one of the reasons I'm looking at that level. From there, what I think is more likely and what I think would actually be healthy for the market is if Bitcoin were to pull back and actually come down here and get support on this uptrend right here. This is a very important uptrend. Invalidating this uptrend is kind of important for the next 3 or 4 days. It's really not the end of the world. That's why you guys can tell that I'm not really all that peeved about it. I'm not really that concerned. But this uptrend right here is actually very important. And the reason this uptrend is very important is because this uptrend just, it shows how it it's a visual representation of the ability for Bitcoin to make higher lows here over the last 2 months or so. We've seen Bitcoin making higher lows. We saw a low over here, then a higher local low over here, a higher local low over here, a higher low, and then we've seen several higher lows in here. But what we don't want to see Bitcoin do is make a lower low below, for example, this low right here. I don't know how low, I don't know how many times I can say low. I made that joke in another video, but I rhymed low with video. Okay, great. Anyway, what we don't want to see Bitcoin do is make a low below $6,250. Because if we do, then that breaks the trend that we've been putting in motion, where Bitcoin is making higher lows consistently and doing it every single time. Whenever Bitcoin pulls back to a major low, like right here and right here, we make a higher low. And that's one of the that's a warning signal. That's a red flag for a bull market that can potentially be coming, is the ability of the market to make higher lows. Does that mean a bull market is coming yet? Does that mean that trend is impervious and is invincible? Absolutely not. But that is an important trend when you're thinking about whether or not Bitcoin is going to be going into a bull run or not, because what we have to see for a bull run to start is one of two things, and actually mainly two of two things. You want to see Bitcoin making higher lows, and you want to see Bitcoin making higher highs. Right now, we're not making higher highs, but luckily Bitcoin's past has made it very easy, because $7,400 is not that far away. It's not even $1,000 away. It'd be rather easy to make a higher low up there compared to if we were trying to get to $10,000 to make a higher high. But for higher lows, currently we have a very nice grip on that, and we see a lot of higher lows being formed in the market. What we don't want to see Bitcoin do is break that trend and make a lower low, because that just kind of throws everything we've been building here for the last 2 months out the gutter, into the gutter, out the window, and it kind of invalidates all of this actual good bullish price action that we've seen here for the last 2 months or so, in my opinion, because these higher lows are that important. I don't see a lot of people putting as much weight on this as I think they should be, and I really do think it's very important for exactly the reasons I've just outlined. So where I think Bitcoin is going is, I think Bitcoin is at best case scenario going to come down to somewhere around where it is right now. It could very easily get support on the 20 daily simple moving average. I don't think that's most likely. I think Bitcoin's going to come down to around this level, right around $6,500. We have historical precedent to see Bitcoin come down to this level, and it's also a big even. And then we also have this uptrend right here. I expect to see Bitcoin come down and get support on one of these levels over the next 3 to 4 days. I would say that with a 55 to 60% certainty or so. Like I said, there's a very good chance that, actually probably like a 60 to 65% certainty, because there's a very good chance that Bitcoin just comes back up here and starts going north again. With my kind of gut feeling is telling me this, and kind of the sentiment that I've seen in the market for the last couple of days, I don't necessarily think that's most likely. I think Bitcoin's going to be going down a little bit. Now, you guys who all say that I'm a perma bull, can go in the comment section and say, "Oh my gosh, Jeb said we're going down, time to long the market." Anyway, I know I'm just making fun. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys got some good value out of this video. Like I said, not a whole lot to talk about today. I do have some long-term Bitcoin technical analysis tomorrow that I think is going to be very informative, and from there, I'm going to be trying to do an altcoin technical analysis video going up on Thursday. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell, guys, because we upload crypto videos every single day here. And if you're wondering why this video was late, I do apologize for that. Of course, it is kind of hard to keep a schedule where I have to upload a video every single day, and I'm not a gaming channel, so I can't batch record 2 weeks worth of videos. I have to record the video the day it goes live, or within 12 hours before the video goes live, since these are topical videos. I'm sure you guys understand. I'm sure you guys forgive me. I am going to be working on some scheduling things where whenever I'm going to have to take a day off, I'm going to actually just be doing an altcoin technical analysis video on those days, so you guys shouldn't have to worry about this anymore, and we'll actually get back onto the 8 a.m. upload schedule, because I know you guys like that, and I liked it also. Anyway, guys, if you liked that video, definitely consider dropping a like, and if you dislike the video, go ahead and hit the dislike button twice. Go ahead and hit it twice. Go down there, hit the dislike button once, and then hit it again, and then you'll definitely make sure I know that you dislike the video. Anyway, guys, I totally stole that from Grand Stefan, but that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.